This is Ethiopia, one of the toughest starting position in EU4. Isolated, surrendered, and alone in their faith. Today, we are going after every single Coptic holy site, but we have 4 strict rules: no loans, no birding, no allies, and only special Ethiopian units allowed. Let's see if we can pull it off. The first thing we do is recruit our elite units. Kawa infantry. They're Ethiopia's pride and the backbone of this campaign. Stronger discipline and higher morale. We will rely on them and only them until the very end. Now let's look at our religion, Coptic Christianity. We're minority faith, but we're not weak. Each holy site gives us powerful bonuses: missionary strength, manpower, core creation cost, and yes, we will take them all back. This campaign is not just about war, it's about restoring the faith. That's why we're gonna start with missionary strength. And here's my estate, nothing too fancy. As I promised, let's dismantle all of our units except the Kawa units. It's time for our first war. Our target, a nearby rival, weak but a stepping stone. This won't be a legendary battle, but it's necessary. Every war sharpens our blade, every victory brings us closer to our destiny. Of course, nothing ever starts easy. Ethiopia begins with a rebellion, but this is a test of our unity and strength. We crush the rebels with precision. Order must be restored before the conquest begins. Next, I launched a full invasion of the southern region. These were quick and clean. Declare war, occupy, make peace, and move on. But there was a catch. Adal, our western neighbor, didn't like what we were doing. They sent mercenaries to help my enemies, which slowed us down. Still, we pushed through. The south is now secure. One by one, the small nations around us fell. Quick decisions, clean battles, no wasted time. Most of them didn't even have time to react. Before they raised an army, their capital was already under siege. This wasn't conquest for glory, it was conquest for control. And control is what Ethiopia needs to survive. After all the wars, my manpower was completely drained, so I activated manpower recovery edicts and lower autonomy across the board. No more spending on gold, right now I just need soldiers. This was the worst time they could have picked, and of course they picked it. The Mamluks declared war out of nowhere and I wasn't ready. No manpower, not a single fort, and half of my army had just recovered from another war. To be honest, it made sense. From their perspective, this was perfect timing, but for me, it was a nightmare. Now I had to make a choice. Either spend what little military power I had on recruiting more of my elite units, Kawa units, or invest it into military technology. A technology level that could give me the edge I desperately needed. There was no clear answer. My land was open, I had no place to hide, no mountains, no defensive lines. This wasn't going to be a normal war, so I tried something else. I baited, I ran, I retreated. What you're about to see isn't a fair fight, it's a desperation. It's tactics over strength. It's Ethiopia refusing to die.
Do they feel the same? Believe in their own truth. They must love the children as fiercely as we do. We all share one thing, our hearts were given from above. And the only thing worth fighting for in this world is love. On and on through the years, the war continues on. Why can't we see the truth? We are all one. I know you fight for God, and you believe it's right.
Victory was close, too close, but survival matters more than pride. So I took a small sum of gold and lived to fight another day. And that day is coming sooner than you think. After the first Mamluk War, there was little time to rest. I turned south once again, cleaning up borders, finishing up what remained. Not every country was annexed, but the region was stable enough. And then I looked north. It was time to return the favor. This time, I would be the one declaring war on the Mamluks. I moved my troops towards the Mamluk border. This time, it wouldn't be a surprise. This time, I was ready. The Mamluks had the numbers, but numbers aren't everything. I had better tech, stronger morale, and more experience from previous wars. I picked my battle carefully, avoided bad terrain, and made every engagement count. This time I was fully prepared, every move calculated. I pushed in fast, occupied their lands, and forced a peace deal completely on my terms. No surprise, no mistake, just clean execution. And with that, Alexandria was finally in my hands, one of the most important Coptic holy sites and now under Ethiopian rule. Securing it unlocked another bonus. I choose to reduce core creation cost, which would help with the future conquest. With Alexandria taken, my mission trailed off. Several objectives were completed and Ethiopia was closer than ever to restoring the Coptic world. At this point, I had to embrace the Renaissance because we were in Africa and it wasn't coming anytime soon. So we had to do it manually. Which province I should go? I go for Alexandria. Why? Because it's a farmland which gives us dev cost, has a good trade value. So it made perfect sense for me. It was a heavy investment unfortunately, but it was worth it. To improve my regional awareness, I also requested maps from Karkoyunlu that gave me visibility over Mediterranean Anatolia and even parts of Balkans and Eastern Europe. Things were finally starting to feel stable. The wars were behind me, the borders were clean, at least I'm trying my best. And for a moment I thought I could breathe. But in EU4, peace is a lie. There's always another threat, waiting and watching. And this time it wasn't the Mamluks, it was the Ottomans. I had just defeated the Mamluks twice. Their armies were broken, their borders exposed, and that's when the Ottomans moved. They didn't wait, they didn't hesitate. They saw weakness and took it. Now they're marching deep into what's left of Mamluk territory. And while I was still recovering, they were expanding fast. We always knew the Ottomans would become a problem. But now, they weren't just on the map. They were right next door. At the same time, I was working on drawing proper borders. No ugly provinces left behind. That was the goal. For ideas, I picked administrative. I was thinking about religious for roleplay purpose, but my conversion speed was already incredibly strong. Admin just made more sense. Core creation cost reduction is always valuable when you're expanding, which we are going to. Ethiopia has one of the coolest mission tree I've ever seen, and it is actually fun. So I've tried to finish a couple of my missions, clean up the borders again one more time, and declare my last war against the Mamluks so that I can actually fix the borders in Africa and have a cool name placement. And on top of that, since we control a decent amount of place in Africa, I also did some tricks with the trade so that we have more income. Well, this is it. The war I've been preparing for from the very beginning. The Ottomans. Stronger than ever and right on my doorstep. No more warm-ups. This is the real fight. Now it begins. So yeah, that's how the war went. It was long, brutal, and definitely not perfect. Things didn't go exactly as planned, but I pulled it off in the end. Anyway, that's the quick summary. The second I finished the war, I literally started my golden era because I was already too late. Finished couple of wars at the same time. I was lowering the autonomies. Why? Because in Ethiopia, this is like a huge problem. Every 25 years, you have to reduce the autonomy in order to use your country efficiently. And this is kind of on me because since you know I'm not allowed to take any loans and I'm gonna need a lot of monies. So I had to keep sale the titles, and if your crown land is low, you kind of have to do this. But it's actually fun, so no problem for me. And finally, we were able to convert our fourth holy city, the Antioch. And with that, we are gonna claim the discipline, 2.5 discipline. And now we only left with one holy city. Let's finish a couple of missions that we have. By the way, we're almost done with our mission 3 as well. And this is how fast we convert people. It's just so damn unbelievable. We have 4 missionaries and we have an incredibly strong missionary strength. And here we are for our last conquest war. This is the war we've been waiting for so long. This is the last holy site that we're gonna get from the Karkoyunlu. I was a little bit excited, that's why I've lost a couple of wars to a couple of thousand Karkoyunlu troops, but this is again on me. Still, I was able to push through. They were extremely weak and I was extremely strong, and finally I was able to get almost every single city, Coptic city in the world under my rule. It was very, very fun for me. And since this was my first time playing as Ethiopia and conquering all 5 holy cities, I was able to get this a blessed nation achievement as well. And this was very satisfying moment as well. And just like that, the challenge was complete. No loans, no allies, no birding, and only using special Ethiopian units while conquering every single Coptic holy site. We faced the Mamluks, beat the Ottomans, expanded across Africa and the Middle East, and did it all without breaking our rules. And for those who was wondering, here is the final country looks like and everything. I might also drop the save file if anyone is interested in. My Discord link is in the description. And thanks a lot for watching. For you, dude, if you made it this far, you are a legend and probably you liked the video. If you liked the video, you can hit the like button if you want. And I'm waiting for your challenge ideas. I will read every single comments on this video. Till the next one, take care.